Assalamu alaikum dear students. It's class 7th subject general science and today's topic is silk. Yesterday we talked about the animal fiber wool and today we are going to discuss about another animal fiber, that's silk. Like we get wool from animals like sheep, goat, etc. Similarly we get this animal fiber silk from silkworms. And like I told you yesterday that for obtaining this wool we rear sheep, and similarly for getting this silk we rear silkworms. And this process of rearing silkworms for obtaining silk is called as sericulture. And we have a department in our state, sericulture department, which provides raw material or and guidance to the silkworm growing farmers, and then the farmers provide the grown up cocoons to the sericulture department, and from there the cocoons are processed and the silk is obtained. So before discussing the process of silk, it's necessary to know about the interesting life history of this silk moth. The students, you can have a look on your page number on your textbook page number 31, life history of the silk moth. This is the male silk moth and this is the female silk moth. This female silk moth lays eggs from which hatch the larvae, which are also called as caterpillars, or we can call them as silkworms. Then they grow in size, that is the caterpillars grow in size, and when caterpillar is ready to enter the next stage of life, it's called as pupa. Then it weaves a net to hold itself. And it swings its head. And during these moments, the caterpillar or silkworm secretes a protein fiber which hardens on exposure to air and becomes silk fiber. Here, let me tell you that is this caterpillar or this silkworm, it feeds upon mulberry leaves. So this process can happen when we have a fresh crop of mulberry leaves. Soon the caterpillar completely covers itself by the silk fiber and turns into pupa. This covering is known as cocoon. That means we have pupa inside this cocoon, and further development of this pupa into the moth, it takes place inside this cocoon. Now after that the silk fiber we get is used for weaving silk cloth. So let's see from how we get this silk from this cocoon. For obtaining silk, silk moths are reared and the cocoons are collected to get silk threads. Rearing of silkworms. A female silk moth lays hundreds of eggs at a time. The eggs are stored carefully and on strips of cloth or paper and sold to the silkworm farmers. As I told you, this is done by the sericulture department. Then the farmers keep these eggs under proper hygienic conditions and under suitable conditions of temperature and humidity. These silkworms, as I told you, they feed on mulberry leaves, so the eggs are warmed for the larvae to hatch from these eggs. This is done when mulberry leaves, when these trees bear a fresh crop of leaves. The larvae, also called as caterpillar or silkworm, eat day and night to increase enormously in size. Then after that, the larvae are kept in bamboo trays along with freshly chopped mulberry trees because they feed on these freshly chopped mulberry leaves. Then after that, after 20 to these are fed for 20 to 30 days, and after 20 to 25 to 30 days the caterpillar stop eating to spin cocoon. How is this cocoon spent? It's made from the protein which is secreted by these caterpillars. They wove it around their body and form cocoons. Then after that, a pile of cocoons is used for obtaining silk fibers. The cocoons are kept under sun and are boiled or exposed to steam, then to separate out the silk fibers. This process of taking out the threads from the cocoon for use as silk is called as reeling of the silk. This reeling is done in machines, and then after reeling we get the silk thread or silk fiber. Then this silk fiber is provided to the factory to make fabric. This is the way we get silk from silk moths or silkworms or these caterpillars. So this is all about today. Next we will see inshallah tomorrow. Allah Hafiz.